Hi everyone, my name is Melanie. I'm an account manager at Odoo, and today I am at ElectricbyDieteren to discover their Odoo experience. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. Hello Olivier. So let's go. First of all, thank you very much for having us here today in your showroom. Before starting the interview, I propose that maybe you just introduce yourself in a couple of words.
Yeah, of course. First of all, we are happy to welcome you here at our EDI corner. And I'm Olivier Dedrich, and I'm responsible of the IT and the processes inside EDI, ElectricbyDieteren.
Yes, and I'm Christophe Magousiak. I work with Olivier in the IT department, and I'm the lead developer and responsible for the architecture part.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, good to mention, I think, so here we are at ElectricbyDieteren, but we'll just call it EDI to make it easier for the interview. But so yeah, I guess that like in Belgium, a lot of people know about Dieteren and so on, but maybe they have heard a little bit less about EDI. So could you, even though you're growing a lot recently, but so could you let us know more about what is your core business, what are you doing in the car industry, and how did this whole adventure start?
Yeah, of course. EDI, in fact, we are helping car drivers to switch to electric car drivers. So we are offering charging stations, charging solution, to provide them solution to charge their EV, electric vehicles. So we do provide also charging pass that help us to access public charging stations around Europe. We have about 245,000 different public charging stations. We offer also the installation of charging stations at your home, at your workplace, or even on your office, restaurant, and so on. And we have also, if you prefer, a mobile charging station, connected cables. So that's what we do right now. And in the future, we are aiming to provide a complete ecosystem, electric ecosystem integrated and optimized by providing solar panels, home batteries, and energy optimizer. So there is really a lot that is still coming in the near future.
Okay. And when did this adventure start? Because I think you started the company pretty recently, right?
Yes. If we come back at the really beginning, back in 2018, EDI was merely a business unit inside Dieteren. So now we are a subsidiary, but at that time we were simply a business unit. We were about 5 people, and we were also some part-time because we have also already existing duties. So at that time, we had to create everything, the branding, the finding partners, finding products, finding suppliers, and to make the offer, a commercial approach and commercial offer. And everything was, the starting. And we use simple Excel to manage customers, serve customers, and install the charging stations. And we were trying also to do the rest via the corporate tools. So all the stocks, the inventory, all the invoicing, etc., was done via the corporate tool that were inside already Dieteren.
Yeah, okay. And then back at that time, what were the issues you were facing regarding the fact of using existing tools from Dieteren or using Excel, as you were saying?
As a matter of fact, it was not really a big deal to use Excel, for example, because we had really few customers and we were a tiny team. But yeah, of course, 1 year later, we had grown. We had more customers to serve, so meaning more people to serve them. So we had, and we started to face challenges to maintain an up-to-date Excel file with correct data and in a safe place also. And at the same time, around 2019, Dieteren Group decided to make EDI as a whole company, a standalone company. So it was really the right time to rethink everything. So we had an Excel file that is what was not fulfilling anymore its job. And we had to manage other aspects of a business. So we had to manage our stocks, to invoice customer, to do our own general accounting, for example. So I knew that it was necessary to have some kind of integrated tool, an ERP system that was kind of obvious for me. Because at the end of the day, we are just delivering common servicing. So we have to capture and generate leads via our website, for example. We have to sell products, so sales application. We have also to manage our stock and inventory. And then we have also to invoice and do our general accounting. So these things were necessary. And so at that time, we just started to look at, okay, what are the different ERP systems that could fit these requirements, high-level requirements. So we compared at that time Business One, Sage, Exact, and obviously we are here, Odoo. And yeah, at first what I did is just taking what the information was mentioning on the different websites. So I just ticked the boxes, and yeah, Odoo was already covering a lot of functionalities, and pricing-wise was also ahead. So what I did is just, I went on odoo.com, I created a new database, and voila, I give it a try, and I played around with it for about 1 month.
Okay, and so if I understood properly, the thing that really attracted you at first with Odoo was first the scope, the broad scope that you were offering, and the price. Right?
Yeah, exactly. That was the main thing to, just try it. But afterwards, it was really to experience the product as a user. So definitely the user interface, it's really easy to navigate inside Odoo. You have smart buttons, URL, everything is linked together and out of the box also. It is easy as a sales agent, for example, with anyone who's in contact with the customer to find the answers and to look after a solution for the customer. That's one thing that really was obvious when I started the Odoo applications. And for more on the IT perspective, what I was searching for was also a SaaS offering. I wanted to have something that is easy to handle. I didn't want to have servers, networks, or anything related to rich client installations. It was really not in the scope, and we didn't have the time to do that kind of things. Yeah, exactly. So Odoo Sage there is really fitting that requirement, so it was really, really easy. And afterwards, we compare other aspects. If I remember well, we also like the standard processes built in, so you don't have to rethink everything. A lot of their processes are already existing in the solution. So it's really easy to start with something and without reinventing the wheel.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's really a powerful solution for that matter also.
Okay.
And I was also looking for something kind of special because I wanted specifically to be supported by the editor itself in the implementation and the configuration of the solution. And at the same time, I wanted to have a partner that would be able to challenge the editor. So I think the balance is important. Well, to me, it's important. I think that there are some kind of theoretical best practices and practical best practices. And so with Odoo, I started with the Success Pack after that 1 month trial. And well, it's a really easy also solution because you can consume it when you want, now or later. It's really, well, at your rhythm, at your pace. So Success Pack also is easy to handle the implementation of Odoo. And basically, after all that story, after 3 months with Odoo consultant and partner, we managed to be live on the 2nd of December.
So only 3 months to implement the first scope?
3 months, because it was around June and during summer, and so etc. So at the beginning of December, we were live. We were really able to
use it in production.
Use in production, but to have really customer use our new website, in fact, so catching requests from customer, to sell products, to plan and book appointment with our installers, to invoice the customer, to make our general accounting. So really a complete set of functionalities was there. So it was really a good experience and everything went well because I was so confident that even the day after I went on vacation, it's not fake.
Oh, so you're really relaxed then.
Yeah, exactly. So it went really well. The experience for me was great. For the user, it was great. And we were ready for the next motor show because in January in Belgium, we have our big event, the motor show. So definitely a great experience. And for me, for the users, and even afterwards, what I discover is really the time to market. So, okay, only 3 months, but afterwards we can grow quickly. We can start small with the idea that you have already implemented, and then we can move on with our own customization, fine-tuning with a tool that is really fast to implement. So that's really also something important to mention.
Speed of the implementation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so coming back to the implementation phase, so you said it lasted only 3 months, but during this period, was it only Odoo and with the success pack who implemented it, or were you already in touch with the partner?
No, at that time it was mainly with the Odoo support only.
Okay.
So the consultant was really great. It's Audric, nice to hear you. So really, it was really good. He really set the basis and the foundations, and we are still using. So if you come back on our project, you will recognize everything.
Okay. And then, so first you did it with the success pack and our consultant, but then at some point you decided to switch and to work also in parallel with the partner. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So like I said, it's really important to me that there is some kind of balance, because the editor can have a roadmap, and maybe the partner have also other experiences, and especially here in Belgium. So it's really important to make the balance between the two. And to try to have the best of the both worlds. Of both worlds,
exactly. Okay. And then regarding really the biggest challenges you had during the implementation, because of course Odoo is an amazing software, but still you face some issues from time to time, some problems. How did this go for you?
At that time, the implementation was in fact not so difficult, because I was also responsible for the process, and I'm still am. So I could really adapt our processes to what the Odoo software can offer right away. So I think that you are using the kind of methodology that can summarize like adapt instead of adapt. So it means really try to use what it's inside, really understand and deeply understand what the software has to offer, and then, okay, if you need really to implement something on your own, do it. But basically, to start the first version, because it was really the first version, the basics was enough for us to start. And like I said, we start small, and we grew quickly. Really quickly with the software.
So now currently you're just keeping on implementing new stuff, fine-tuning what you've done before, and really try to adapt the software as much as you can to your needs.
Yeah, exactly. And also implement new application, because we don't want to reinvent everything. So yeah, there are also all the software, all the part of the applications that we didn't use at that time that we use now.
Yeah, and so today, can you tell us what are the scopes that Odoo covers in your daily business flows, and how many users, who are the users who are using it internally?
Yes, so internally we have a few partners, so we have around 100 active users today, and out of those, around 40 work inside EDI. And as Olivier already told, so we use accounting, sales, purchase, then help desk also that we introduced at some point for customer requests, because at the beginning it was just a shared mailbox. We use a survey for NPS, basically for NPS surveys that we do both internally and externally. And then, of course, the CRM and the studio for the most of these basic customizations. So at the beginning, really a lot was done inside the studio, so it was really the standard Odoo process. And then afterwards, as we grew, we had to develop more and more custom things, and then we switched to coding everything.
Okay. So you're working with the Odoo consultant partner, but you're also developing yourself internally?
Yes. So internally, we have 2 developers, including me, and then we have the EDI IT, which is our partner, and a consultant still from Odoo. So we are. There's quite a lot of people. Not everyone is full time, but the team is around 7 people, I think, today.
Okay, And regarding in your opinion, as a user, like from your user, what is the added value of having Odoo instead of having whatever other system you had before?
So basically all the processes that already exist. So when you have a customer that wants to implement something, you can already show them like how it works for other people. So actually that's part of the process that's already there, and then we start from there. We adapt. We also sometimes look at the community modules. So we have a few of them that we bought and installed, or some that are open source from the OCA, for example. And that's basically it. So it's quite easy to actually, if you have a requirement, you show something, then maybe we adapt that requirement in terms of what we can do, so that we can release something quite fast.
Okay, and in a client's perspective, like for your clients, is there an added value of having used Odoo internally? How do they interact with the software?
So all the data is in one place, so that's the main added value. So compared to an Excel where you can make a copy and then a copy of a copy and then you're lost, here everything is in one place. So if you have a question of how many sales did we do, you just open it, filter, and you get the numbers.
Okay, and also, let's say more on a financial point of view, did you, based on all the costs you had to implement Odoo and the return on investment you have now, what can you say about that? Do you believe it was worth it?
We didn't really measure it in that terms, and I will answer that. I like to say that customer satisfaction comes from employee satisfaction, and from the IT and process perspective, we need to provide tools that are which are easy, simple, and efficient to use. So I think that we have achieved that. So in terms of really financials, I cannot say that right away, but in terms of satisfaction, we do have satisfaction from our employee. We are, like you said, we have an internal survey. We are requesting our colleagues to rate us, to give us an NPS score, to say, okay, do you like our services and do you need improvement there? And we are really scoring good.
That's really, really great to hear.
Most of the remarks are actually about hardware or email accounts or things like that.
About what, sorry?
Email accounts, and hardware. So
problem with the Wi-Fi or something like that.
If it's just that, then that's good.
No, but
that's
a
most
measure.
of the problems.
It's a measure.
Okay. Well, I think that we will slowly end this discussion. I don't know if you have something else to add, really, about to all the people who are watching the video now. Do you have any extra advice, extra comments that you would like to share about your experience with Odoo?
For me, really from the IT perspective, one thing that we like is the SaaS offering. And what comes with the SaaS offering is actually the way that you can actually make new branches in Git and just provide staging environments very easily to the user. So when they test something, it just takes minutes to actually give them a whole environment that they can play with. And for us, for testing, it's also much more easier. So that's really one of the key points from the IT side.
Okay.
And for my part, I think that an advice to everyone, it's also to be sure that when you're adapting a process, a workflow inside Odoo, you are asking yourself first why this workflow works for thousands of companies and not you. Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, but ask yourself the question before doing modification, adaptation, because maybe it's good to change
adapt,
your way of work.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much to both of you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
And we hope to see you very soon during the rest of the Odoo experience.
Thank you.
The first question we have here is about quotations from the website. So basically the question is, how do we know if that particular project requires development, or would it be standard Odoo?
Yeah, good question. Hello, everyone. From a perspective, we develop a small adaptation of the current solution, the sales order. So it was a little development, own development. Odoo has maybe something in the App Store available, but we did for an own development to achieve this estimation step, and that allows us to also send an idea of the price of the installation of the charging stations and the cost of it, and then we can send and turn this estimation to a real offer and then a sale order at the end.
Very nice, thank you. The next question is, do you plan to extend the scope of Odoo, meaning, for example, HR? What would be the next steps for using the system?
Regarding the extension, mainly we will focus on developing what we have right now. We have a lot of modules, like maybe you saw. So it's mainly adapting and really using the features of Odoo and letting our users, internal users, to use the old features already available in the solution. So in terms of new application, maybe we will go for something like the fleet, or something like, well, around vehicle or manufacturing. I don't know exactly, but not regarding the HR application like mentioned by Robin in the chat.
Excellent. And when it comes to business growth, and that's a really good point here, how do you think Odoo will scale with your business?
I think that he has to grow with us. Definitely, we will grow. We are in an environment growing quite fast also, and we think that we are with a good partner and a good software to grow with it. I think that the next step will be to, like I said, let our user use the power and all the power of Odoo features and stored features. It's mainly regarding learning and knowing what to do and when to do it. It's really to grasp the whole power of Odoo in the standard way.
So I guess the key question is timing. So when we come back to timing, how are you using Odoo in your organization, and how was that implementation done?
So on the day-to-day, we are using Odoo from A to Z. In fact, we are really having our website done in Odoo, via Odoo website. So we are capturing leads from there, and we are managing the all services and deliveries of our products and services via all applications, from CRM for managing the leads and opportunities, going to the sales, and then our field and technician going to the installation site, so it could be at your home or at your offices, and we are using the field service application, and then obviously we are also issuing invoice. We need to get also our cash back, and we do also on our accounting with Odoo. So from the A to Z, everything is handled via Odoo.
So, and in terms of new features in the future, what's your highest priority?
The feature that, well, in fact, when I saw the keynote of Fabien, what I saw was mainly regarding the websites. It's what's really nice to see these new features. I think that it's important for our user, and I mean marketing user, to be able to develop and adapt and create new landing page, but really fancy and modern landing page. That's really important to give them autonomy to do that without needing the IT guys. And a small feature maybe, it's really it's regarding the marketing and the A/B testing. It's really important to be able to test different scenario. Maybe people will answer on that kind of email, other people on another type of email. That was really a feature that was missing in the past. Now it's there. I'm really eager to test that and to see if it's really a promising solution for us in the future.
Yeah, we are glad to hear the feedback. And when it comes to upgrading or improving the system, what are your plans in terms of that?
Regarding our situation, the main goals are now to be able to emphasize the partner. We do use partner in a way to the portal, sorry, to let our partners to connect to us and to send us information and to exchange leads, clients, and to be able to serve so many people. And this is our main focus in the coming months. It's really to give them, our partners, installer, and also dealers, because we are working with the dealers of Dieteren, to let them manage their sales and to allow us to grow with them and with the EV world.
And what would be your feedback on Odoo SH?
Odoo SH. I'm not a developer. I'm not the main developer inside the team, but it's really easy. In fact, that's maybe an important thing. The platform is easy to use. You can start quite fast a new environment to let people test. And yeah, really, it's easy to grow. You can start really small and add features, add power, new workers. So it's really well thought for people like me, not really developer, and I can find my way in this platform. So it's really important to mention that this is a good platform to host your Odoo software.
And what would you say are the most commonly used application currently in your company?
In our company, definitely is the field service. So our technicians are on the road every day. And of course, the CRM, because we are managing all our leads in these applications.
Excellent. Thank you very much for the insight. Glad to have you here, and see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.